With an area of 1,285,215 square kilometers, Peru is bigger than France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and Switzerland combined. It is the third largest country in South America, and bordered to the north by Ecuador and Colombia, to the east by Brazil and Bolivia, to the south by Chile, and to the west by the waters of the Pacific Ocean. The coast makes up 12% of the territory, the highlands 28%, and the jungle of Amazonia the remaining 60%. It is a unique country in many ways. It has the highest navigable lake in the world, Lake Titicaca, at an altitude of 3,856 meters. It has one of the most magnificent mountain ranges in North and South America, with 50 peaks in excess of 5,700 meters. It has the highest tropical mountain in the world, Mount Husacaran, at 6,768 meters in altitude. Peru is where the mighty Amazon River originates and home to the Colca Canyon, the world's deepest, twice as deep as the Grand Canyon of the United States of America. It is a nation with incredible natural locations, as we mentioned, a country renowned for its history and its historical structures, a country rich in folklore, cuisine, and craft, and a nation rich with remarkable human achievements such as the temples and fortresses built at high altitudes such as Chavin, Cuelap, and Machu Picchu, the mysterious Nazca Lines, and the colonial churches. Our guest on Kuwait Television is the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Peru, His Excellency Ambassador Jose Beraun. Excellency, the Deputy Foreign Minister of the Republic of Peru, a very warm welcome to you to warm Kuwait. I hope you had a comfortable journey to Kuwait from Peru.
Yes, thank you, and may I take this opportunity to thank the government and His Highness, and of course the people of Kuwait for a very warm reception that I have obtained.
Excellency, this is one of the rare visits to Kuwait by a top Peruvian official. Could you talk to us a little bit about the purpose of your visit?
Yes, basically there are two purposes. The first is Peru has decided to strengthen its relations, its bilateral relations with Kuwait. Why? It's because the awareness that we have in the region, in South America, about the importance of the Arab world and the Arab nations. And that leads to the need to cooperate more, to exchange more, and to develop trade and investment, and of course tourism. Mm-hmm. And the second reason of my visit was to present a letter from our President to His Highness to invite him to participate in the next ASPA Summit. Mm-hmm. The ASPA Summit is a summit of heads of state and heads of government of Arab countries and South American countries.
And this is in this year?
This is going to be in October, the 1st and 2nd of October in Lima. And also linked and in a parallel way, there will be held an economic forum of business people from the South American region and from the Arab region.
We'll get back to the summit in a later question, but concerning your visit, can you please elaborate on your busy morning? You've met with His Highness the Emir. Let's start with that. Can you tell us what went on during that meeting? I guess one of the issues was presenting the letter from His
Yes, of
Highness.
course, and let me tell you that I feel very honored and very grateful for His Highness to receive me, because it was an exchange, a very positive exchange of views, and apart from the fact that I presented this letter of invitation, we were talking about the future, about the bilateral relations, and about the need that we have, both countries, to know each other better. So it was a very positive, very auspicious meeting that for what I am very grateful.
Then following that was the Kuwait, or among your schedule today
Yes.
was the Kuwait Investment Authority.
Yes, I visited the Kuwait Investment Authority and the Chamber of Commerce. And in both institutions, we talk about the possibilities of developing further on the bilateral relations and the ways in which we can cooperate and work together. We have realized that we have a complementary economy between Peru and Kuwait. The trade today is very low, is very little, and also there are many opportunities that rise ahead in the investment area, especially because the results and due to the circumstances of the financial crisis in Europe and the United States, South America becomes a very interesting and a very attractive destination for trade and for investments. And why is that? Because there is good governance, the economic management is done in a very professional way, very efficient way, responsible way. And furthermore, like I said, we are complementary. Kuwait, for example, is a net importer of food products. Peru is an exporter of food products. So you see, and also Peru exports in the off-season. So when other countries finishes the production, we start our production or we start our export. So there is ample space for growth in this relation.
May I ask, were there any protocols signed? Were there any agreements signed?
Yes, also in my visit, the third visit, a very important visit, was in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I talked to the Undersecretary, and let me tell you that as it happens, diplomacy, the purpose of diplomacy is to open doors, to create the conditions, and in that sense, we signed two agreements. One is to eliminate the visas for diplomatic and official passport holders, and the other one is to establish a mechanism of political diplomatical consultations between the Ministries of Foreign Affairs. Those two elements are very important because they create the connection, they create the dialogue between the countries, and of course it's not limited to that, but through this dialogue of the ministries, between the political and diplomatic dialogue, we create the conditions to broaden up the contacts between the business people, on the cultural side, on the tourism side, etc.
Excellency, we have come to know that a few Kuwaiti businessmen, top businessmen, will be traveling to Peru in early October. What can such a visit possibly accomplish?
Well, the first purpose of this ASPA summit is a political one, not to be able to discuss, to have a dialogue. The second one is to develop ways in which we can cooperate. But the third purpose is to bring the business people together. So the first achievement of this delegation of business people from Kuwait will be to be in contact with other business people from South America, not only from Peru, but from South America. Second, they will accomplish the fact that they will have a direct contact on the reality of Peru. And this, you know, is very important for any business decision, for any businessman or business people who wants to make a business decision. And third, I think, and I think this is the most important part of the achievement, is the fact that for the first time, or for the third time, because this is the third ASPA summit, we will be in contact after all the events that is happening in some Arab countries. And I think this is very important to send a message that your region is moving forward, is working, and is developing.
Excellency, can you tell us a little bit about the main foundations, the essential foundations of the Peruvian economy?
Well, like I said, we are now in a good moment. It's 15 years that we have the same economic policy. That has meant that the results, we have almost quadrupled our exports. Our inflation is one of the lowest in the world.
It's a booming economy.
It's a booming economy. The employment rate has risen. The extreme poverty has lowered. And like I said, we have a good governance, a responsible economic management, And that has led to these results. And this economic growth, as our president says, this is just a tool to obtain something else. Because the growth and the numbers, the good numbers, are not enough. You have to satisfy the needs of the people. And in order to satisfy the needs of the people, you have to realize that Peru has to look ahead. And looking ahead means that not only we have to look for new markets, but we have to look for new friends. The moment you combine economic growth with a vision of the future, with a vision to go and reach to other regions and to other countries, then you're helping to build a better future. And this is basically the foundation of the
opportunities there for investors.
Absolutely.
Great opportunity.
Absolutely. Also, another thing which I think is very important is to realize that Peru is a country very rich in natural resources. Not only we are a mining company, a mining country, but also we have fisheries, we have wood, we have forest, we have many natural resources that can be put to work.
The Amazonas jungle, almost 70% of the
60% of the surface is jungle. And there, for example, we have a non-exploited resource, which is water. Because the water, Peru is one of the countries that has most water reserves in the world, but it's water that is not being used yet, because it costs the transportation and through the Andes, because Peru is divided in three: the coast, where most of the population lives; the Andes, which are
the mountains,
massive, big, tall, and high; and then we have the jungle. But potentially, we have this big resource, which is water. Peru has also discovered a huge gas deposit of gas. We are exploiting that now. The Peruvian industry has obtained its energy from the gas. We are exporting some of the gas, but the main purpose and the main objective of the government is to create a petrochemical industry. And in that, for example, we can find joint ventures with your country, and apart from the fact that we can also buy the oil that we need, because we're not self-sufficient in oil.
Excellency, you're visiting other countries in the region, other GCC nations, from what I understand. How do you see the prospect of cooperation between the GCC, the Gulf Cooperation Council member states, and South American countries?
Well, I visited on my first leg of this trip. I visited the Secretariat of the GCC in Riyadh, and I was very happy and very glad to learn about the work that the GCC is doing. And of course, I am visiting several of the countries of the GCC, and furthermore, I was quite impressed by the vision of the GCC for the future. And this brings to the fact that also in South America, the nations of South America, they have just created the Union of South American States, which is called UNASUR. And this entity is a high level of integration, political and economical. And by the way, UNASUR is the counterpart of the Arab League in the organization of this ASPA summit. So you see, we are working on a parallel basis, you, the GCC, and UNASUR. So the thing is that also we have invited the GCC to participate and to be present in the Arab Summit because of its importance. And when I mean importance, I think it's fair to say that all the process that lead to a better knowledge, to integration, to the unity of the countries is a positive step. So in this trip, which is a very long trip, and I will be covering different countries of the Gulf, and also I'm visiting the Arab League in Egypt. Until now, let me tell you that has been very successful, because first I have seen that all the countries are committed to this vision of looking towards the future, looking towards increasing a relation not only with Peru, but in general with South America. And this, I think, is extremely positive in the world today. the world that you know, there are many challenges, many problems, and this is like a breath of fresh air that will give us the room for dialogue, to construct, to build something positive.
Excellency, let's close with this summit question. How many leaders are you expecting to attend, state leaders, and during the summit? And what do you expect from it? What outcome do you expect from this?
Well, until now, like I said, I have visited maybe 7 or 8 Arab countries, and we have always received a very positive answer. Until now, we have the confirmation of the presence of the King of Morocco, for example, the President of Palestine, the President of Lebanon. So we are in this process. This trip is precisely to invite the Arab countries. Maybe when I finish this trip, I could have a better impression of which leaders will participate. His Highness was very kind in saying that he would like to participate, and we have thank him for this vision and this good disposition. I hope that he will come also, because what we expect is precisely the opportunity for the leaders of the 2 regions to share, to talk, to dialogue, and to realize that together we can do much more than separate. So on the political level, we expect the great opportunity of this dialogue that will be materialized in the Lima Declaration. Apart from that, the ASPA Forum is a cooperation forum, and also we expect that all the work that has been done